Decepticons, you say? Here? On Oracris?
Indeed, the world, nay, the universe as we knew it, has changed. We are most likely all that separates our foes from the Oracle. Everyone else has been captured.
Ouch! Be careful, Silverbolt.
Apologies. There, that's the last of it. Luckily, your injuries from your fall were only minor.
We are all that is left? But what can we do?
Cheetor and I, we collapsed the entryway to the Oracle, a location Predaking entrusted to me. You should have seen the collapse. It was beautiful. That, at least, should buy us time. Though our foes are many, we must be valiant and use the element of surprise. Optimus Primal, Grimlock, and Predaking would want us to defend the Oracris to the bitter end.
I am so pleased that you were in close proximity to us. Perhaps now all of us combined can put forth a concerted, unified effort.
Yeah, well, it deprives me finally be all together and unified, but I don't know. I wish I knew what was to come next and how things are gonna unfold. I don't even know how we're all gonna get back to Cybertron.
I wouldn't think that should be any problem at all. After all, you have the fortress ship, the Metroplex is repaired and ready for space travel, and those of us indigenous to the planet's surface here, well, we have this.
Wait, is that what I think it is? Is that who I think it is?
Normally, we simply allow him to sleep for the day when he is needed.
Well, Perceptor, I think you just changed the game.
And this is not just any Guardian. No, this is the Guardian, known as the legendary Omega Supreme. And I believe it is safe to say that if we rouse him to travel home in defense of Cybertron, he will do nothing less than his very best.
Fortress to Metroplex ship. All systems are ready to go over here. How about you guys?
Finishing touches are underway. We will be prepared to power engines shortly.
Energy levels at full. Power regulators open.
Does that mean that we are prepared to lift off, Braun?
Yeah, just say the word.
Engage.
Opening regulators. Energy flow is established. All right, Sideswipe, it's all on you. We have liftoff. Retracting landing gear. Moving upward. Man, you know what? I can't wait to get home.
I wish I shared your enthusiasm, Sideswipe. Optimus is right. We don't really know what we're going to encounter when we get there. Indeed, it will definitely not be the Cybertron that we know. But perhaps our efforts can restore our home to its former glory. Any bright ideas what we'll do once we get there? Alas, no, not exactly. I mean, Alpha Trion told us that we would have to go to the surface and go to the coordinates on the planet where the Well of Allspark should be, and unify our prime artifacts there. I presume something will occur. Unfortunately, it looks like we may have to battle our way through the Decepticons first in order to reach that location. As we have been delayed, I am sure that they have reached the planet and established themselves firmly by now. Let's not forget that Unicron is lurking too. I feel like we're flying directly into the face of a demon rather than going home.
These are some pretty interesting ratings.
Oh? How so, Fracture?
Well, there are familiar and unfamiliar energy signals. It looks like several Decepticons and some indigenous species that's similar are scattered across the planet. It looks like Autobots and some that are similar are kind of in the same area. Maybe imprisoned. There's a few stragglers out around, but overall it looks like the Decepticons have established themselves a stronghold and control the planet.
Excellent.
Well, unless they're hostile, I think that they're the ones who have absolute control.
I wouldn't be too concerned. We have a warship, and Megatronus Prime themselves. Bisk, take us in for a landing. Let's make a little noise. Maybe we'll luck out and they'll destroy each other, and then we can take control of the planet seamlessly for ourselves.
So let me make sure I have this right. You had the stragglers in your sights, you interacted with them, and you let them not only beat you, but get away? Perhaps I should have sent some of my crew to box at you and show you how it's really done.
I blame myself, really. I mean, why should I trust morons to do a simple task? Yes.
I did my job, Megatron. I found the stragglers. That's what you wanted me to do. And then what did you do? You got your wings clipped, and so did your friends here. Look, if I'd known that you would be that useless in battle, I simply would have made sure that Dirge and Ramjet didn't go and investigate the explosion we heard. I would have kept them close so that at least I know I had some backup. As it turned out, I was all by myself.
Stop bickering. The blame goes to all of you. Yes, you all failed miserably.
It shall not happen again, my queen.
As far as I'm concerned, it was a 3-on-1 scenario. There was no way I was going to win by myself.
True enough, Ramjet. Speaking of Dirge and Thrust, have we heard back from them? Do we know if they reported anything? It was merely a landslide.
Likely instigated by Dinobot himself to split our forces. He succeeded.
Croc to Overlord. I don't mean to interrupt you, boss, but, well...
What is it, Croc? I'm busy.
Well, we've got visitors. A ship, it landed. And we've got a lot of visitors. Decepticons, led by a visitor named Megatron.
Decepticons? Megatron? I'm on my way.
Oh, okay. There, I did it. He's on his way. In the meantime, since you're guests here, is there anything that I can get anyone? Maybe a tall glass of fresh energon? No, thank you. I think we will be just fine. Here they come now. Do my optics deceive me? Or is that sound wave I see?
Lord Megatron.
And finally, the Overlord himself.
Megatron. Welcome to our humble abode, Oracris. You're the last Decepticon I expected to show up here. I am happy to allow Megatron to bow to us and add his formidable forces to our own. Good point, Bludgeon. What do you say, Megatron? Come on over. Show us your allegiance, and we could be one big, happy Decepticon family.
And look, new beasts, all of you are welcome to join my Predacon ranks, yes.
And did you hear that? Most definitely. I am Razor Claw, And I am the only leader of the Predacons.
He sounds pretty confident, Megatron. He says he leads the Predacons. What do you think about that?
I've heard that claim before, yes.
Oh, I think you have it backwards.
Do I? Do I really?
Such posturing. It's humorous when we all know how this narrative ends.
Do we?
But of course. Haven't you ever heard All Hail Megatron?
No, I've never heard that before. But I assure you, that's not how this ends. I beat Grimlock, Optimus Primal, and the Predaking. And I'll beat you if I have to.
You beat the Predaking, you say? I highly doubt it. Predacons merge.
You see, that would be impossible. You have not beaten me, and I am the Predaking. There can only be one.
Well, well, well. Would you look at that? How very impressive, yes.
Indeed, that's one big bot. But am I supposed to be intimidated?
Predaking is merely flexing his strength. Surely you can compete with such a big bot. After all, you have the Constructicons, and therefore Devastator. You don't know, do you? So, the Constructicons can still not combine. Interesting. You said that one big bot was impressive. That's cute. You think that there's only one such combiner among my ranks? Decepticons, unite.
Combaticons?
Okay. You've proven your point. They are impressive. I look forward to adding them to my Decepticon ranks. Oh, never.
As you can see, Overlord, my might is formidable.
Your forces, yeah. But your might. Let's find out.
Oh my, yes. What was that, Bludgeon?
Nothing. Nothing at all, Megatron.
Make it easy on yourself, Overlord. Concede.
Are you kidding? Playtime is just getting started. But you know what, Megatron? You do what you gotta do if you want to cut this short. Go right ahead. But we both know that it's simply a hollow victory. Because I fell head over heels. You caught me off guard. Nothing more, nothing less.
Next time, it will be your cranial unit. I recognize the value in you as a warrior. But make no mistake, the only reason you continue to function is because of my mercy.
Your mercy, Megatron. And that will be your downfall. End of your line, Megatron. Megatron.
End of whose line now? Make no mistake, Overlord, this is over when I say it's over. Incorrect. This ends when I decree it.
Wait, is that Megatronus Prime, the Fallen? Now who could have seen that coming? Yes.
You are a skilled warrior and leader, Megatron. As are you, Overlord. Both of you stand, rise together in service of Unicron. Indeed, Master. But I must inquire, who are these other bots? They were not aboard the ship with us when we arrived. Of course, Megatron. I sent you and your Decepticons down here first, as I was waiting for the generals of Unicron's army. Perhaps most important would be our dear Nemesis Prime. He who holds the matrix of malice, filled with all of the hate and pestilence of Unicron himself. An artifact even more powerful than your own matrix of chaos. Hear me, Decepticons, all of you. Stop the petty bickering and squabbling, the tiny-minded warmongering and power struggles. For it is I and the generals of Unicron who give your existence meaning. Here on this mud ball, we have an opportunity to usher in a new era. We can eradicate the biological curse on this place, and instead of returning it to the haven of Primus, we can usher in a new Decepticon homeworld. A homeworld of Unicron. We can control the entire universe and prepare all planets for our servitude and for Unicron's consumption. There will be no place for the organic. There will be no place for the Autobots. All we must do is eradicate the Oracle of Oracris, which we can now do with the combined power of the Matrix of Malice and the Matrix of Chaos.
Nice speech. But we already control this planet. Why should we work with you?
That is a fair question, Overlord. You can choose not to. But when he is powered, one way or another, Unicron will come. Either you can show him homage, or he can obliterate you. The choice is yours, of course, but I would think that the choice is also obvious. Can we trust them?
Sometimes you get more cyberflies with honey. We will cooperate and work with you and Unicron, but make no mistake, we don't operate in servitude to him, and if he becomes a threat, we will retaliate.
It is settled then. Yes, indeed it is. For now, we seem to have an uneasy truce.
Yes, well, I don't mean to interject, but I believe that perhaps I could be of service to you in helping to, what was it you said again, eradicate the biological aspects of this planet? Yes, an idea that I do relish the thought of.
Who was that? Who spoke? Come closer.
My name is Megatron, and in an effort to keep us on topic, I do believe that we have the resources necessary to find the Oracle of Oracris so that you can crush her. Yes.
Is that so?
He's right. I mentioned earlier about beating the Predaking. Not this Decepticon combiner, but the original leader of the ancient Predacons. And it is he who knows the location of the Oracle. In beating him, I took his honor, and now he must work in service of us and show us the location of the Oracle. I guess now we have a greater reason to find her.
I am happy to coordinate planetary defenses should we get any unwanted visitors while you go in search of this Oracle of Oracris. Of course, you would jump at an opportunity to snatch even a shred of power, wouldn't you, Starscream? Nevertheless, you do bring up a valid point.
He does. We will not want to be bothered.
Well, I would suggest that we focus on taking a smaller contingent to the Oracle. It's, from what I have heard, held within a cave somewhere. There will only be a limited amount of space as it is. Therefore, we should rally a few of the prisoners, including the Predaking himself, probably Optimus Primal. And we should leave the rest of my Predacons and the Decepticons to guard the remaining prisoners and take care of any unwanted Autobots or Maximals who may wish to interfere with our business. Yes.
Besides, we need not take an audience with us, as one planet dies and another is born. Though, I will admit, it may be useful to take the Autobot hostage, should the unthinkable happen and we encounter the enemy. At least that way we will have a bargaining chip.
Make no mistake, Megatron. One day, sooner rather than later, you and I, we're gonna finish this dance that we started here today. I promise.
What do you suppose Dinobot is thinking about over there?
Strategy, no doubt.
Perhaps. You two stay here. I'll check on him, make sure he's all right. Dinobot, Energon chip for your thoughts.
I was just thinking.
About?
Our actual chances of victory. Our situation is grim, to say the very least. Still, I must be vigilant for Cheetor and Silverbolt's sake, if nothing else.
It is often darkest before the dawn, as they say. We must trust in Primus. We must trust in the Oracle to provide us the answers we seek.
I wonder what they're saying.
You are ever the curious cat, aren't you, Cheetor?
Do you think they would mind if we interrupted their conversation? We have traveled far to get here, and we wish to help.
Tigatron,
Yes, Dinobot?
do you see what I see?
I believe I do.
Perhaps the dawn of which you spoke just arrived.
Well, the moment has come for you to be of benefit to us, oh mighty Predaking, yes.
Spare me your sarcastic mockery, Megatron. I can see you have new friends.
What do you want of me?
Easy, Predaking. He does ask a valid question, though, Megatron. And why am I here? You are here, Optimus Primal, to bear witness to my final victory, yes. And you, Predaking, to fulfill the terms of your loss to the Overlord. You will guide us to the all-powerful Oracle of Oracris, yes. You don't need to do this, Predaking. That is true. He does not. Of course, that would be breaking the terms of the contest. Not very honorable, if you ask me, no. Still, you can, of course, resist and watch as we extinguish the sparks of each and every one of your followers, one by one. I would, however, decide what you're going to do quickly. My new associates are not nearly as patient as I am, no.
You win, Megatron. I shall lead you. Fate will play out as it should.
Wise choice, O King.
Lead on, then. You will regret this, Megatron. And where's Bludgeon and Overlord? Bah! I doubt I will regret anything. As for Bludgeon and Overlord, they have been gracious enough to stand aside and give me this glory. They are commanding our hundreds upon hundreds of forces across Oracris. They will make sure that we are not disturbed on our trek to the palace of the Oracle, or her hole in the ground, yes.
Enough. Let's be on our way.
As you say, fate will do what it wants.
Indeed. And Megatron, you were shown mercy by the Oracle once before, following your Energon theft. I look forward to you getting the judgment you rightly deserve for your betrayal.
Yes, well, I shall be sure to tremble.
Your hubris and arrogance will be your ultimate downfall.
Yes, well, we shall see, Predaking. We shall see. We are just wasting time now. Let's get this over with.
Agreed. Follow me. Here we are. This is it.
What? What are you talking about? This is a solid rock face. Well, it is now, at least.
He is right. This was a cavern opening. It seems that there has been some sort of cave-in of the entrance. I wonder whoever could have been responsible for that.
I bet that you put Dinobot and the other stragglers up to this. Open it. It's a cave-in. Obviously, he can't do that, Megatron. Silence!
Leave him be. Ah!
If neither of you can clear the entrance for us, then you are of no further use. We will just have to clear it ourselves. We will still get to the Oracle inside, yes. Indeed. There are several of us, and surely the cave can't be that deep. Perhaps this is a message. Perhaps Unicron is not meant to come here this way at this time. Nonsense. Poppycock. Have faith, Megatron. A challenge shall not disrail Unicron's plan. We will eradicate the Oracle and imbue her chamber with the blood of Unicron from within your matrix of chaos. Oracris will perish, and Unicron will have a new body, forged from this planet, and we will all be his harbingers across this universe. This was and is your destiny, Megatron. That's right, and you cannot escape your destiny, no.
Fine then, if all of you say so. We need to clear the blockage. Most of our forces will need to stay outside here anyhow, in case Autobots and Maximals manage to make it this far. Surely, we cannot allow them to reach the inner sanctum, where, if need be, they will try to rip the Matrix from my very chest. Of course, all of that begs the question, how will we clear this blockade?
The old-fashioned way. We will clear it ourselves with manual labor.
We are one blockade away from the full resurrection of Unicron and the obliteration of all Autobots, Maximals, and organic life. Nothing can stop the chaos to come. The Brewing Storm has arrived. The fury will be now.